making great mashed potatoes is all about being prepared. So, to start, you want to grab your potatoes and give them a nice wash. This will prevent any dirt from getting into your water, and when you're peeling it, it's just a lot less messy. So how I like to peel potatoes is I like to go what I call down the potato. And I take my peeler and I go down the potato like this, and then I rotate the potato just so I can peel the tops off. This, I find, is just a lot easier to peel, and I find it less annoying. So once we have all of our potatoes peeled, we're going to get them into our water. We're going to clear our board, and what we'll do is then we'll size our potatoes. And what sizing means is that we're going to cut these potatoes so they're all relatively the same size. So I'm going to cut them in half. Now, once I get them all cut in half, I'm going to add them back to my water. And one of the tricks with mashed potatoes is to not boil the potato when you're cooking them. What you want to do is you want to bring them up in cold water and not bring them to a boil. What this does is prevents the potato from cooking from the outside in. What it does is it cooks more evenly when you bring it up slowly. So when you bring it up slowly, what you're looking for is the potato to become soft. So after a fair amount of time, usually it takes about 30 to 40 minutes, your potatoes will be nice and soft. And this pot never boiled. So for me to check the potatoes to make sure they're done, I just take a fork and kind of stab at one. And what you can do too is you can kind of smash it up to the side to see if it'll fall apart. And then we know they're done. So once they're done, you're going to grab a strainer and you're going to put the strainer in the sink. Take your potatoes, strain them, and then add your potatoes back to your pot. Now the trick here to make smooth mashed potatoes is to make sure you mash your potatoes fully before you add any butter or cream. If you add the butter or cream, the mashing won't continue. So I like to make sure they're nice and smooth. So once I have them nice and smooth, I like to throw in some butter, and I'll mix that butter in. And sometimes I like to add more butter. And that's because I like it. Now, what mashed potatoes are really interesting in seasoning mashed potatoes, and there's some more butter, is that a good seasoned mashed potato is like a paradox. You add enough salt where you're not sure if they're too salty or not salty enough. And if you can hit that level, you're perfect. So what I'm doing here now is just adding in the cream after my butter has been melted in, and I'm just going to slowly whisk that in. And I want to add my cream in stages, and that way I make sure I don't make them too loose. Always taste your potatoes, of course, and get them ready to serve. And once they're ready to serve, you can throw a knob of butter on top, chop a little bit of parsley, and you've got some nice mashed potatoes. And if you want to peel your potatoes a couple of days ahead of time, that's great. Just put them in the fridge in that cold water.